Recently, in Holland, we had our Dutch parliamentary elections. Many of you will know a man named Geert Wilders. Geert Wilders recently stated that we'll soon have 1 billion African people at our borders. And our natural response to this is to say he's ludicrous. But there is a hint of truth in that statement. There is a hint of truth in the fact that we see a massive disparity between what we experience here in the Netherlands and in Europe versus what others experience, for example, in Africa. But my response isn't to build border posts or to build walls or to decide to increase our military spending, but to do what many of us will be achieving tomorrow, to walk together and to strive for one humanity. Hi, my name is Abe Liskens, and I'm a student at the International School of The Hague, and I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to speak to all of you today. I have a value, and this is a value of equality and of a fulfilling life for all. This has come through my education, through my family, and through the places I've lived. I was born and I grew up in Singapore before moving to Switzerland and eventually settling here in The Hague, Netherlands. The fact that I've had the opportunity and the privilege to grow up in these places, to experience these cultures, and to interact with people across the world has really shaped a perspective of thinking globally. Furthermore, I'm a part of the International Baccalaureate program at our school, the IB, which fosters an ideal and mindset in its students to be global citizens and to act for change. Furthermore, I have a brother working here in Scheveningen, The Hague. I have a brother studying in London and a sister studying Arabic in Palestine. And yet again, I can see that my family, through its support and love, has reinforced this idea of a global perspective. Many of you may have been looking at my sweater and what it says here, which says chance. And this is not only to take the chance, to take your chances, but it also symbolizes an artist, Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper is an artist from Chicago in America who truly inspires me and is for me a true sound of hope and inspiration. For example, he recently donated $1 million to Chicago public schools. He also raised $100,000 to help the homeless in Chicago, and with a Twitter campaign urged for 48 hours to have no gun violence in Chicago. Furthermore, he recently released an album called Coloring Book with glowing reviews. Pitchfork, an American music journal, stated, "When an album comes along like this, so personal and panoramic, it needs to be contextualized as what it is. It's an ultralight beam. It's a God's dream." This lyric, "It's an ultralight beam. It's a God dream," comes from the song made by Chance the Rapper and another successful artist, Kanye West. And these lyrics really embody my vision of hope, the idea that people have this stage and the opportunity to succeed, to realize their goals, and to walk on that ultralight beam. Furthermore, when we look at the disparity we have here in the Netherlands versus other places in the world, such as, for example, all the people here in this room have a bed to sleep on, have a quality education, have food, water, and access to sanitation. But this isn't the situation for many people across the world. When we see this disparity, I think it's upon us, upon everyone in the world, to act upon it with their ingenuity, time, and money. And this is in line with the idea of striving for one humanity, not to say America first or Netherlands first, but to say people first, to say we are working for people, not for our country, not just for our fellow countrymen, but to really put people first. And so when we think of what do I want to do, what can I achieve, what do I need to do to achieve what I want, I think we really need to focus those questions and the actions that arise from those questions on the idea of placing people first. Furthermore, when thinking of the Netherlands and when thinking of this idea of America first or Netherlands first, I think it isn't unreasonable to, when thinking in a global perspective, we perhaps need to view the issues we have here in the Netherlands as not perhaps less important, but to realize that there are issues bigger than ourselves. There are issues bigger than the issues we faced in the Netherlands elections or in the American elections, but to look at the issues that surround ourselves in a global context and the issues that affect so many people who don't have the support to achieve their goals. And I don't exactly have the answers to the question of what can I do or what do I need to do to achieve my goal. And I don't exactly have the answer to the question of how we sustainably develop other countries, because it's so incredibly complex. But I do have the hope and the vision to hopefully work towards a sustainable future, to work towards a better livelihood for all, and for them to walk just like we are on an ultralight beam. Thank you very much.